running a little over, and that's fine, because we came all the way from around the country, and we have to go a little late tonight. You know, I'm not heading back to New York. My Airbnb, I don't have to check out till 10 tomorrow morning, so, you know, hey. Next, we're going to hear an activist report, because Noah was holding this banner for many hours in the freezing cold this morning. And Noah is a very hardworking guy. He's a bodybuilder, so he's strong enough, he can do it. And he's a postal worker, so he's had many arguments, so he knows how to do it. So, Noah, why you still let it behind? After, I think Penny's going to read us a poem, right?
No.
All right. Yeah.
So, anytime we go to like one of these like, you know, events where we're talking to Trump supporters, and I guess it's because like I live in like, you know, like a pretty liberal like Northeast city, I'm like always shocked at the response we get. Like, it's really, really surprising to me, because, you know, we're all told, like, oh, Trump supporters are all, like, evil, racist monsters who have never had independent thought in their life. And we had, like, such support. Like, everybody was buying what we were selling, it felt like. We had a guy come up to us, and this was, like, I don't know why it was shocking to me, but it was. He came up to us and he said, you know, I really like what you're saying, and, you know, what makes me so happy about the fact that we elected Trump is that we just got a ceasefire in Gaza. I never expected to hear that because, you know, we've been told that, like, Trump is the Israel president or whatever, you know? We were getting, like, retweeted by huge conservative accounts on Twitter. They were filming us, they were cheering us. You know, so many people were paying attention to us that even, like, mainstream media was coming up to interview us, take pictures of us. I think even the Washington Post took a picture, and hopefully they posted it. Like, it got to the point where like there was a NATO official was giving like an interview to like one of the MSM outlets like nearby, and some of the passers-by, they were like egging us on. They were like, "Yo, there's a NATO official over there." And start yelling into the megaphone about how NATO's a stand. So I guess I was shocked by it, but I really shouldn't have been. And I was thinking about, you know, why it is that we got all the support it is, and beyond all the things you guys were saying about how, you know, the economy's shit, and people are tired of the wars, et cetera, et cetera. And, you know, to understand, like, why it is that so many of these people are so supportive of what we're selling, I got to tell a little story, I'm sorry. That story is about Horace Greeley and Abraham Lincoln and their relationship. Right, so why was it that Abraham Lincoln was able to act like a Bonapartist, and why was he able to defeat slavery? That's very simple. It's because there was a class of people, they were called the Free Soilers. And the Free Soilers were opposed to slavery. Why were they opposed to slavery? It was because everybody just woke up one morning and decided that slavery is wrong. That would have been nice, but that's not what happened. Right? The Free Soilers were opposed to slavery because they owned their own farms, and they had to compete with, you know, farms that had free labor, and that really fostered a lot of resentment in them. And Horace Greeley, he ran the Republican Party newspaper in New York City. It was called the New York Tribune, and Karl Marx wrote for it. And he was really the voice of the free soiler in America. He spoke to the free soiler in America, and he had a phrase that he would use. It was like his catchphrase. And it was, go west, young man, and grow up with the country. And the more I thought about it, the more I thought, you know, Trump is a lot like Lincoln, and what we're saying is a lot like what Horace Greeley was saying. Because what Horace Greeley was really saying was like, right now, the reason that the slaveholders have such disproportionate power in this country is because they're holding back development. And by going out to the West and doing settlements, by holding these settlements, what you can do is you can gradually diminish their power over the country. And when you do that, they won't have power anymore. And a big reason why Trump is so popular, especially among young men, is because of sort of hustle culture and the gig economy. So you have a whole class of young men in this country who they don't have traditional jobs. You know, they work for Uber, or they DoorDash, or they're a middleman for Amazon, and they have to spend all their lives thinking about how they're going to make a buck, how they're going to sell this or sell that, how they can scrape by. And they have a lot of resentment about the fact that they're being held back. And we're saying, go west, young man. We're going to go so far west, we're going to go past Alaska. We're going to go past Alaska, and we're going to toward the west. We're going to go west, young man. We're going to go west, young man, and we're going to grow up with the world, with the BRICS economy. And that speaks to them because that's how you diminish their power. So before I get done, I know I've been rambling, but so we had a lot of speakers talk about how hard it was to do this. And, that's important to say because there are a lot of people that think that this stuff happens magically. And it does.
Yes.
It takes a lot of hard work from a lot of dedicated people. But what really makes me angry, I guess, when I do sort of this stuff is how easy it is. Like, we had 10 people, we walked down the street with a sign, and we have like mainstream media covering us, everybody's supporting us. And what is the so-called anti-imperialists in this country doing? We have way more money, we have way more funding, they're joining in with the anti-Trump hysteria. Like, think about what we could do, and we are so small, we do so much. Peter mentioned Caleb's end of the year report. If you watch it, it's just thing after thing after thing. CCI did this, we did that, and it's a lot. We do so much, and we're able to enact change. We went to Madison Square Garden. The New Yorker was covering us. If we're so small, we can do that much. That should make you feel really, really powerful.
Yeah. Amen.
So, people at home who are watching this, I really hope that you can join CPI because it's not cheap to do stuff like this, and obviously that's helpful, but also it's an amazing way to empower yourself, to feel a sense of community, and to really feel like you're changing the world, and we are changing the world.
Yes.
That was tremendous.